It was summer, and the days at Camp Sosnowy Bor dragged on slowly and lazily. My friends and I spent most of our time outside playing hide-and-seek, soccer, and exploring the surrounding forests. It was a time of carefree fun, but one event turned our summer vacation into a real nightmare. That day, the sun was slowly setting, painting the sky in golden-orange hues. My friends Sashka, Laika, and I decided to take a walk around the camp, away from the noisy games of the other kids. Smiles lit up our faces, and the spirit of adventure sparkled in our eyes. That was when we first saw the abandoned building. The old structure hid behind thick trees in the far corner of the camp, almost completely covered in moss and ivy. It seemed to have been forgotten and deserted long ago. The dilapidated walls creaked, and the windows, like eyes, stared at us with empty dark hollows. Sashka asked, "Guys, what if we go inside?" Lyoka smirked but didn't object. I felt a chill of fear running down my spine, but I didn't want to seem like a coward in front of my friends. I replied, "Okay, but not for long." We cautiously approached the building, trying not to make any noise. The door was ajar, as if inviting us in. A faint light shone through the crack, which seemed strange. Where could electricity be coming from here? We entered the dark corridor. The smell of dampness and mold filled the air. The floorboards creaked under our feet, and each step echoed through the empty rooms. Suddenly, we heard sounds quiet but distinctly audible. They were coming from deep within the building. Sashka asked, "Do you hear that?" We all froze, listening. Yes, the sounds were there, something between a whisper and a cry. They were getting louder and clearer. It seemed like someone or something was calling us. Lyoka asked, "Maybe it's the wind." But I felt that it wasn't the wind. It was something else, sinister and scary. We kept moving forward and soon entered a spacious room. In the corner stood an old piano covered in dust, and then we saw it. A ghost was peeking out of the window. Its pale face was distorted with horror, and its eyes were empty and dead. We froze, unable to move. The ghost looked straight at us, and I felt cold sweat running down my back. Sashka whispered, "Run." We dashed towards the exit, not caring about the path. Our footsteps echoed loudly in the corridors, but the sounds of crying followed us. I felt that the ghost was still watching us even when we burst out of the building and onto the street. We stopped, breathing heavily, and looked back. The ghost was no longer visible, but the sinister whisper still echoed in our ears. We decided never to approach that building again. The next day, we told the camp counselor about what had happened. He listened to us attentively, but only shook his head. The counselor said, "This story has been going around the camp for many years. They say that there used to be an orphanage there. One night, a fire broke out, and many children died. It's said that their souls still can't find peace." These words only intensified our fear. We avoided the abandoned building, but sometimes I felt someone's gaze on me. Summer was coming to an end, but the memory of those days stayed with me forever. From time to time, I have nightmares about that building and the ghost in the window. I see its face, and the cold whisper echoes in my ears again. Even now, years later, I can't forget that horror and the sinister sounds we heard in the abandoned building.